We have a lot of things that we need to talk about immediately, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a good night. If you're watching this in the morning, good morning. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Please make sure to smash the like button on this channel. We try to talk about those topics that are strong to talk about, but also trending topics in politics, because right now everything is coming out. Everything's coming out. There was somebody in my comments just now. I was reading the comments before I got on here, and I said, "Oh, it's all coming out." And apparently, the assassin in Minnesota that left two dead, right? A representative, but all of this is coming out. Tim Walz is looking crazy right now, and I really have a question to propose, because when I was getting older, I was always told that the violence it comes from Trump supporters or it comes from the right, but it turns out that's not the case at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some big breaking news about this manifesto and the FBI, and I want to talk about that real quick before I play this clip. Again, this is breaking news. Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter. Remember, there was a whole search for him until they finally got him. As you can see him right here. This is a picture of him being dressed as a police officer before he committed, the murder. And Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter told the FBI in a letter that Tim Walz asked him to basically get rid of and unalive Senator Amy Klobuchar so that Walz could take her seat. This is why they are hiding the manifesto in Minnesota. We need a full-on investigation now. Now, I thought this is fake. I thought there's just no way. This is kind of crazy. This is a crazy story. How can this be?
Assassin who disguised himself as a cop to shoot down Democrat politicians and their spouses. He killed 2 and seriously injured 2 others. Today, we're finding out he wrote a letter to the FBI claiming he was trained by the U.S. military, quote, off the books, and that Tim Walz asked him to kill Amy Klobuchar.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. When you thought that this world of politics just couldn't get crazier, things could not get crazier. Man, is everything coming out in the year 2025. Boy, oh boy. What in the heck is going on here?
So he could take her Senate seat. Belter's facing state and federal murder charges. Sink or swim. Assassin who disguised himself.
Bro, what is happening? So here we go, right? So Minnesota politician assassin Vance Bolter reportedly told the FBI in a letter Tim Walz himself, right? This is Tim Walz, who has gotten up on stage and spoken about how he's friends with school shooters. Remember that? You ever remember that clip? Yeah, some of you guys had a feeling that this was something else. Again, most of these facts are coming out now, but this is turning into something else. So yeah, it's been a wild year. I couldn't agree with y'all in the comments even more. So what's so wild? I don't know if you guys remember this clip. I'm friends with school shooters. You guys remember that? And a lot of people didn't take this serious. Tim Walz, school shooters. I'm gonna see if I can find this video because he has said this during a debate. Oh, here's the clip. Here's the clip. This is a wild clip. It's all coming back.
I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA.
What? Hello? What is happening here? Remember this? So this story has taken a wild turn. This gets weirder and weirder. And again, you have the article that just came out. The article is here. A letter from the FBI. A shooting suspect made wild claims about Klobuchar and Walz, sources say, apparently. And we have the article right here. Letter to the FBI from shooting suspect made wild claims about Klobuchar and Walz. People with direct knowledge of a letter Vance Bolter addressed the FBI said it was rambling and conspiratorial. But we know that in Minnesota, they're hiding this. In Minnesota, they don't want to release this. In Minnesota, they're basically trying to shove this down. They don't want to release the manifesto right away. That's always the case in these Democrat, cities, especially in a Democrat state. They definitely don't want to have a political stain on their books. So in a rambling conspiratorial letter addressed to the FBI, alleged assassin Vance Bolter claimed that Governor Tim Walz instructed him to get rid and unalive Senator Amy Klobuchar so that Walz could run for the U.S. Senate, according to two people familiar with the contents of the letter. The letter is the clearest evidence yet of Bolter's mindset after the targeted violence against Minnesota politicians just last week. Incoherent, 1.5 pages long, confusing, and hard to read, according to two people familiar with the letter's content. So again, this is all over Fox News. So for anybody that thinks this is not real or anybody that thinks this is fake, no, it's a real story. And this is coming again. A lot of people are asking to investigate this, right? To what should be done here? Well, I think an investigation should be done immediately, right? So there's a lot of people in the comments, as you can see right here. Tim Walz needs to be investigated. This is why they're hiding the manifesto. They're trying to cover this up, folks. We can't let them get away with this, says the conservative right there. Gunther says it's time to investigate. Everything should have been released by now. What's taking them so long to release this? Tim Walz pulls the strings. His ties to Bolter's rampage exposes his corrupt grip on power, because it's usually deeper than we can imagine. So a lot of us, again, a lot of you guys, man, how many times have you guys gone down this, right? And some people probably call you guys crazy. How many times have you just been called crazy and then maybe weeks later or less than a few months later, you were right? Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. So this is the big breaking news here. I do have more things. I have big breaking news from Trump that I want to share as well. Sadai, I hope I'm saying the name right, says this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Democrats are bewildered by the Trump win. They are going after their own. It does seem like they're going after their own now, because there is a maniac episode happening after this loss. It was Mark Halpering who said that if the Democrats lose in 2024, there's going to be a mental health emergency crisis, that a lot of people are going to start to lose it. And I think that that's where we're at. Apparently, he supposedly had a hit list, and yet he is only charged with second-degree murder. The only thing that separates first and second-degree murder is premeditation. How is a hit list not premeditated? That's a good question. So that's what's going on. Again, this is all over Fox News. Tim Walz, again, he's been on stage lecturing me and you that voting for Trump was the worst thing that you can do, and you can attack. He always attacks us. He always comes at us. If you supported Trump or if you voted for Trump, this dude is always on stage, basically making a show. And apparently, if it is true, because I'm not sure if it is, he basically hired somebody to do something bad. And that's crazy. So this needs to be investigated immediately, right? So here we go. So that's the letter. Also, big breaking news. I thought this was amazing news. Apparently, President Trump says Iran wants to visit him at the White House, and he might let them. He will be meeting with his National Security Council in the Situation Room in 1 hour. This was not too long ago. This was breaking news. Trump was speaking about opening up and trying to find peace with Iran before striking them because they can't have a nuclear weapon. But this brings me to, and shout out to Trump, because he actually is trying to find peace. And like I said, whether you agree with Trump or not on this, I will say that he is trying to find peace, because if he wasn't, he would have already struck Iran. But I did find this video and I did find this article, and I wanted to ask you guys, is this true? MAGA voters, according to the New York Post, overwhelmingly support U.S. strikes on Iranian military, poll says. Is this true? Because if it is, what I want to do is I want to ask you guys in the comments to let me know, do you support overwhelmingly striking Iranian military? Do you support this? Because apparently, according to the New York Post, every Trump voter overwhelmingly supports strikes on the Iranian military. Which, why would we strike their military? We would be striking their bunkers. We would be striking their military assets, but not the Iranian military, or we would be striking their nuclear facilities, or but not their military, because that would just be, I don't know. So Apparently, yes, yes, no, no. Overwhelmingly in these comments, there's a lot of no's. There's a lot of no's, no wars, no new wars. Julie does say yeah. So there's some yes, there's some no's. Wow, this split crowd. Do a live poll. Okay, you know what? That's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't do the live poll. Let me do this live poll right quick. So I'm gonna do a live poll while I play. I'm gonna play one more video. Do you support striking Iran? Apparently, all of MAGA does. Overwhelmingly, most of them no. So let's see. Let's see what this crowd is like. We got 530 likes. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. There's 1,300 people in here. I think we could do better than 500 likes. All right, so let's see. Okay, 60. Okay, let me go to the poll real quick. This is nice. This is dope. Wow, interesting poll here. Okay, 62-38. There's 200, almost 200 votes. 60-40. 60-40, 60-40, 60-40. Now the question would be, what would happen after striking Iran's nuclear capabilities? That's the question. What would happen? As long as we don't strike civilians or strike their military, and we're just striking their actual nuclear, hopes, then I kind of do support that to a degree. The problem is that's an act of war. I don't know. It's a very confusing topic for a lot of us because we don't know what would happen next, and that's okay. But no war. Do you support? Okay, so I'll keep it up there. But after that, I wanted to show you a clip, and maybe some of you guys do feel this way. Glen Beck says that his whole purpose in this life is to defend Israel. His whole purpose in this life is to defend Israel. Why are Zionists like this? Someone asked. And apparently, I want to take a listen to this. Let's all listen to this together. I love Glen Beck. You guys are fans of Glen Beck? Let's take a listen.
I don't know why I was born, but there is something about the state of Israel that connects deeply to me. To have the privilege to stand with the Jew is a tremendous honor, spiritually. So I want to read a letter that I wrote that I am sending to the state of Israel. To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the honorable officials at the state of Israel. In this moment, I have chosen to ask you for citizenship in the state of Israel. I have nothing to offer but my voice of support. And some might say that my support might be more valuable as an independent voice. Perhaps they're correct. But my request for citizenship is not about words, it is about deeds. Why, one might wonder, would I want to?
Yeah, he wrote a letter. He wrote a letter to the state of Israel, to the Israeli government to give him citizenship. He's like begging for citizenship because he feels that he was born to protect this nation's foreign nation. There's a lot of people that feel this way, and I don't blame them because they can feel how they want. But man, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a scary thing. I think we're getting to that point where people are willing to do anything and everything for this nation. And I think that these are the people that are very close to Trump, which is why you see such a positive attitude toward anything this country does, whether you think that that government is doing something right or wrong. I think that's a dangerous game to play, because if this nation, which its people who happen to be Jewish, do stuff that is not good or you don't agree with, well, you'll find yourself in a position where you constantly have to defend that one thing that may not be a good thing, because your stance is so embedded in a religious outlook, right? Because you think that this is the land, this is Israel. But then I propose this. If I named my son Jesus, Do you have to then now like you have to basically like, yeah, if I name my son Jesus, does that change things? You're now going to worship him because of his name? That's what I think about this. That's what I think. So we're at a crossroads with a lot of people here, where this is how they feel. This is what they're feeling, and there's no coming back from this, in my opinion. And I think there's a dangerous precedent for Americans who only care about America and furthering America. These are the people that are the conservative voices of today. They're sending letters to Israel to become a part of their government. I mean, not a part of the government, to become citizens. Excuse me. So no, it gets like that. Yeah, shout out to. Are you America First? I'd like to know. Okay, so let's go look at this. Let me go back here. This poll. It's a 10% difference. It's a 10% different in this poll. Do you support striking Iran? 55% say no. 45% say yeah. So very split here. I don't disagree that the Iranian, I actually don't disagree with y'all on the fact that Iran can't be trusted. Yeah, China can't be trusted either. Ukraine, Russia can't be trusted. No nation could be trusted. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any nation should be trusted, really. But I understand the obsession between Iran, but yeah, let me see. God first. Ever since I was born again, I'm on the side of Israel. If you read the book of Numbers, the Old Testament, there you go, the Old Testament. The Old Testament rules for you. You don't look at life after Jesus as your Bible. You know, no one ever gives me life after Jesus. They always give me that first testament, which is cool. But life after Jesus is really, for me, the most important times that we must look at. When it comes to the way we look at this religious wars, because these are all really religious wars at the end of the day. Let me see. I'm gonna see that. Okay, so somebody tell me. I'm gonna put this comment up here. Someone tell me in this comment what you think Susan is saying that's wrong here. I think that there's something wrong with this comment, and I think that this could drag us into an apocalyptic war. But what is it about Susan's comment here? She says because Glen Beck is a Christian and Jesus was a Jew. What's wrong with this comment? I would like to see. Is there anything wrong with this comment? Is there nothing? Like I just don't. I think that we're living in some. We're living in some confusing times, I would say. Yeah, Susan is right here. I put her comment up here. Yeah. So again, overwhelmingly, people are not supporting the striking of Iran, going to war with Iran. I trust the fact that President Trump will make the right decision here. But we can only see. We can only see. Jesus was Aramaic. I think that was the language that he spoke. That was the language that he spoke during his time. No, just the facts. Yeah, I think that you would find a lot of people, believing that we must protect Israel. But again, everybody is down for their own opinions. I don't think that you should be excluded for having it. Thank you so much. Hey, we got our first donator of the day. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate y'all. Pray for me though. Pray for me. I will be in New York tomorrow. I have to handle some business. And I will be in New York tomorrow. And I don't like New York right now. I think if there's ever sleeper cells or anything ever about to happen, I would think that New York would be a target. So pray for me, ladies and gentlemen. We got almost 1,000 likes in the comments. We almost have 1,000 likes. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I decided to do a little later live stream. Thought that I will come on and talk to y'all and get your thoughts on this, breaking news about, Tim Walz and how, just everything's coming out. Things are just getting pretty wild. If I'm being honest with you, things are getting like to that point where it's like a little uncomfortable. It's kind of like we're at that stage now. You can have your opinion, but the Bible will tell you so. Again, name me. What are you going to name me? Genesis 12:3. Is that what you're going to name me? That we should bless Israel? Again, I could name my son Jesus, but does that mean it's the same thing? It's not. So again, you're worshiping the government versus. Again, I'm just not going to argue that point anymore. If that's the type of Christian you are, then that's just what you believe. I'm not going to stop you from believing that. But I think that Zionism, in my opinion, is a sin. Is actually really, really extremely disturbing to watch Christians worship the state of Israel after Jesus was crucified, after Jesus came back, after Jesus broke the barrier of the dividing wall between Gentiles and Jews. I just think that if you still worship and look at Jewish people as if they're the chosen ones, I just think that that's the sick way of living life, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think Zionism is the strongest sin against Jesus Christ you can possibly. And again, all of your belief system is stuck on the First Testament as if you didn't read the second one. That's crazy to me too. I don't understand it. You didn't read Matthew. You didn't read the book of Revelations. You didn't read the what would happen or what is happening. You know what I mean? Do you know about the third temple? Do you know what could happen and what is happening? I'm not sure. So thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. You are wrong, 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 wrong. Explain to me why I'm wrong. Explain to me why I'm wrong. Again, every comment that I ever see, it's just somebody spewing their beliefs. Oh, you're wrong, but explain to me why. I'm explaining to you why I think you're wrong. But you're not explaining to me why you think I'm wrong. It's just more like you're just pointing the finger and trolling. Jesus always quoted the second. Of course, but we're talking about a state. I mean, we're talking about what we should do. I mean, there's people like Glen Beck willing to die for this place. I think that's disturbing because that's now going to drag us into a place where the people that are next to Donald Trump, are looking at this as if this is end all be all, and that's a dangerous precedence to be setting, in my opinion. But that's okay because some of y'all don't care, and that's all right. But our sons and daughters could be looking at a potential draft. Who knows, right? You never know. But some people don't care. It's like they're willing to do this. They need to do this for Israel. It's like, whoa, buddy, slow down, man, please. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure to smash the like button. It's always good to debate. It's always good to talk to y'all in the comments. Everyone needs to remember the Bible has been written so many times. They need to human account error. Zionists are rhinos. Let me see. What's wrong with the Christian beliefs? I am for peace first. I agree. It goes deeper than worship of the government. The Jewish Christians plus religions, Israel, Iran, plus Arabic nations want the Ayatollah, Hamas, and Houthis, Hezbollah gone. God is freeing the God, this is the same language from 2002. This is all Fox News propaganda from Woody here. God is freeing the Iranian people from tyranny. What? This is the same thing that we said in Afghanistan, in Iraq. You are not wrong, Lou. You have to remember that people have been brainwashed by men behind the pulpit for a long time, and everything will take time. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. Same I always have. I have many Messianic Jewish friends. Shout out to the Messianic Jews, very underrated crowd of people. Israel gave us our faith in Jesus. God says, I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you. No one here is cursing Israel. But we're also not Netanyahu's, we don't belong to Netanyahu. I think Netanyahu runs his government the way he wants to, and we can agree or disagree with the way he runs his government. This has nothing to do with the state of Israel. By the way, that was implemented in 1948. So again, the Israel you could be talking about and Genesis could be very different from the one in 2025, but you won't look at that because you're just looking at the name. Again, you're looking at the name. You're not looking at the individuals and the peoples and the governments and what they believe and what their belief system is. So that's on you. The star condemned in the Bible. You also took Amalek, the star, God, images, which made you worship, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Acts 7:43. Thank you so much for that comment. I appreciate you. Not loving Israel. Whoa. Apparently, Allah is so dumb. I don't care about Israel. Gaza, Iran, leave the Middle East to itself. No, but we can't leave the Middle East to itself because we have literally implemented a country or help implement a country of a bunch of people that returned to this. Oh God, it's so stupid. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't hate Israel, bro. That what I don't like is people again dragging us in the name of Israel as if it's some type of biblical demand that we must. That's dangerous. And some people just don't see it that way. I guess, but I just saw Glen Beck literally like just on the air doing that, and I thought that was like, whoa. Bible prophecy is coming true. I agree. I think again, if you look at the book of Revelations, you're looking at the ushering in of Antichrist. What does the ushering in of an Antichrist look like, right? The 7 years of tribulation, what would that look like? Well, we kind of see it. It kind of does make sense. And it's all going to be based in Israel. That's why this is inevitable. It's all based in Israel. It's all going to be based there. It's all going to be based in the middle of the planet, in the middle of the world. That's where this is all going to be based biblically. So there's no running away from it. But shout out to those who try to stop it, who try to stop the violence, who try to stop the wars. Those are the people that need to be commended. Lou, answer the question. Do you want to see Iran obtain a nuke? Do you want my honest answer? Do I want to see them obtain a nuke? It's none of my business what these people do with their lives. None of my business. Did we have a problem when China did it? Did we have a problem with North Korea did it? Which they're way more hostile to us than anybody else. Do you have a problem do you have a problem with China, Russia, with the French? Like, do you have a problem with any other country does it? Why is it a problem that Iran does it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because of our greatest ally. They're not screaming death to America for no reason. We've literally, again, you want to look at this from that standpoint, you could, which you wouldn't be wrong for. But at the end of the day, we only care about this because of Israel. We don't care about this. And they only care about us because of Israel. That's just the truth. I don't think they really, they care about the West because of what they've done in their Middle East. Like Like Iran was an amazing place with beautiful people and a beautiful culture. We went in there. Let's get rid of their government. Let's overthrow their government. Let's launch a civil war because we need regime change. We need regime change. We need regime change. Regime change. Regime change. Yeah, regime change has caused people to grow up and hate us because we have literally destabilized these countries. And then we wonder why countries hate us. Well, understand why. So you're asking me, well, should Iran obtain a nuke? It's like, what type of question is that? What do I know about Islam? One thing I do know about you have an Israeli flag, the Star of David. So I'm guessing that me and you don't really share the same belief system that we are kind of told that we should share. I believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Do you? I don't think we share that. I think that's actually, I don't think we share that in common. Islam believes in Muhammad to be their teacher. They do believe that Jesus was a prophet. They have more respect about it. Okay, let me ask y'all this before I get off air. Now, this is going to be a troll question. Who has more respect for Jesus? What religion? Rate it. Because, like, shout out to the Israelis and my Jewish friends, but for you to act like you respect Jesus, I think that's so crazy because you don't. You actually don't. But so don't come on here trying to use another religion to further your narrative. Just stop talking about religion at all, and then I think we'll be fine. But it's like you don't come in here and try to like use Islam to go against Christians, because that's kind of how we got in this mess to begin with. You're coming in here as a Jew and you're telling me to hate Islam, but you're the person that actually don't even believe in who I believe in. You don't even believe that Jesus is the Messiah. You're still waiting on your Messiah. So if you're going to play a religious game in the comments of divide and conquer, I don't even think you believe in what I believe in. You know what I mean? So don't come in here trying to start and get me to hate Islam and get me to hate Muslims, because I think that's how we got here in the first place, in my opinion. So let's not do that at all. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be doing that. I don't even like Islam. I think Islam is a crazy religion. Muhammad married a 9-year-old. I am not in agreement with Islam. I think anybody that follows Muhammad over Jesus Christ is also doing things the super wrong way. So definitely not a fan of Islam. Definitely not that. And I think radical Islam is even 10 times worse than any other religion in this planet, because when you look at what they do and how they behave, ladies and gentlemen, that's a very nasty way of like doing things, especially during war. These people don't even have war. They have what you call, okay, I'm going too far with this, but I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Islam. It's not my religion. It's not the religion I follow. So somebody just said something crazy. I don't even want to read what you just said. I don't even want to read. Well, I can't go far enough. But yeah, I don't like when other religions come in here or come to other religions to tell you to hate this religion. It's like, bro, stop. You're just causing trouble. Like, this is stupid. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Terry. I appreciate you. Somebody said, bro, is high as hell, probably on Molly. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. October 7th is why this is all going on. Yeah, this is, I know who this is. I can't say his name, Reza Pahlavi. I hope I'm saying that right. I have seen his interviews. It's a lot of comments. You guys are commenting a lot. All right, so again, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow to talk about a lot of things going on. So I appreciate y'all.